he was having a hard time being around the kids. I said, Dad, you don't like the kids? He said, look, man, I'm having a rough day. I said, well, Dad, what's going on? He said, if you shoot enough kids, you'd understand.
Jeff Stearns, connected through cars. If they're bigwigs, we'll have them on the show. And yes, we'll talk about cars and everything else. Here he is now, Jeff Stearns.
So what about our exit, our most recent exit from Afghanistan?
That was a shit show. That was like that was an unmitigated shit show. All right. Not only did some great U.S. Marines lose their lives, but we destroyed a country, and we wasted trillions of dollars. Okay. Actually, we didn't waste it. We gave it to private corporations that built shit that just got blown up again later. You know, it's kind of like the joke. The Mosul motor pool in Iraq. There was that massive motor pool of tanks and Bradleys and Hummers and MRAPs, big, massive, thousands of vehicles. And then ISIS came in and took it. And then the Obama administration had a great time using drone strikes to blow it all up. So it's literally burning money. But this last one was really fucked up. I have a lot of friends from college who were there. I have growing up in my household, a lot of my friends became special operations guys, which is really funny because they were around my dad, and my dad, they're like, I'm gonna do Mr. Mabry did, I'm becoming a Navy SEAL. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll become an Army Ranger, and then Army Special Forces, or I'll become a Marine Raider, and so I have a whole cadre of friends who decided that was the path they were taking, and all of them to the T, out of 15 guys I know. All of them have severe PTSD. All of them all say, your dad was right. I really shouldn't have done that. And, I mean, when you're fighting a war with duffel bags full of cash, I have a friend who literally, his SEAL team's job was delivering money to Taliban guys, not to fight.
Your mom, when I talked to your mom, she was talking about what your dad would say about the real price of freedom.
Yeah. It's high. It's really high. The real price of freedom isn't just the guy who dies on the battlefield. It's the guy's family. It's the guy who comes home. It's his family. It's living with a guy who's killed hundreds of people. All right, living with somebody with severe post-traumatic stress who's killed hundreds of people. That's what people don't get. When you live.
Did your dad have post-traumatic stress?
To the fucking extreme.
Okay, because when you're telling me these stories, he almost sounds like, here's what we did. We threw two off the helicopter.
So he made that shit into jokes. He's the guy who'd go to the movie theater to watch the latest war movie with us, right? And he'd be laughing his ass off. Okay? You know how people either they cope with it by this or they cope with it by that? To him, it was funny. Or it had to be funny until it wasn't.
So that's how he coped?
Yeah, because Dad didn't drink. I in my entire life, I never saw my father drunk. Never. Absolutely fucking never. And from what I hear from some of my older siblings who are 10 years, 15 years older than me, I didn't fucking want to. My dad did not. He kept it in as long as he could keep it in. But if it got out, then Jeff, it was, I was a guy who was at the Battle of the Chosin Reservoir, a guy who shot hundreds of people. I mean, they were fighting waves of 10,000. It was a guy who went on operation after operation after operation after operation where there was no fucking rules besides come home alive. That's the only rule according to Dad. Get home alive. Don't fuck around. Get home. So, he went and he used to tell us about going to Cambodia and how Cambodia, people don't talk about it, but it was really one of the most fucked up places he'd ever seen. He said the Khmer Rouge killed everyone who could think. Okay? everyone who could fucking think. Teachers, doctors, lawyers, people who were literate, people who had any kind of opinion about what color, anything, people who had half a brain in their head got shot or got stabbed, boiled, and then they had their fucking skulls stacked. My dad showed us pictures from his recon team, okay, of skulls, 10 feet high, 100 fucking yards long.
100 yards?
Okay. And, yeah, just stacks of skulls, buildings full of skulls. The Khmer Rouge killed millions of people. Okay? I'm Jewish. All right? I understand. That's a, you know, we say Holocaust, okay? The Khmer Rouge almost did those same numbers. All right? They were going to work, and they were using a lot of weapons that were in Southeast Asia that America left. And no one cared. You know, the press wasn't showing up to take pictures because they'd fucking kill them too. All right? No one wanted to rein them in because they were doing their own utopia. So my dad, he had an operation there that he did tell us about. Him and his team went in to shoot Khmer Rouge leaders. They were given targets, and they went in and they killed these motherfuckers with absolutely no mercy. But he said the most disturbing thing was, and he told me this when I was about 26, 27. And I had my daughter with me and my nephew, and he was having a hard time being around the kids. I said, Dad, you know the kids? He said, look, man, I'm having a rough day. I said, well, Dad, what's going on? He said, if you shoot enough kids, you'd understand.
This has been Jeff Stearns, Connected Through Cars.